Hey everybody, welcome back. We're picking up exactly where we left off last time. So let's just keep going. I made some bad decisions at the casino, let's just say that. Alright, let's see. Charges, human trafficking. The incident occurred after midnight during... Wait. No criminal record and positive health check. Just had to make sure. Midnight during a routine check along the Triok borderline. The patrol team signaled for a suspicious minibus to stop. Although the vehicle managed to escape for a while, it was eventually captured after a pursuit. During the inspection of the vehicle, it was observed that multiple migrants of undetermined nationality were being transported in cramped conditions. Therefore, an investigation was immediately launched against Amar Haddad for human smuggling. I knew how dangerous this job was, but I had been unemployed for a long time, and the burden of not being able to support my family never left my shoulders. In this economic crisis, I reached to the point where I would do anything for money. I have 11 siblings. Have some mercy on me. No criminal record, eh? Caught you on camera, brother. In your statement, you say you did this to support your family. Does your family know that you did this? No, Your Honor. My family never knew that I was involved in this. They only knew I was in a difficult situation. Why didn't you look for a legal job to deal with your financial difficulties? I tried. I applied for various jobs, but I wasn't accepted in most places due to the lack of experience. I found short-term jobs, but I couldn't keep those either. So how did you find this job? A friend told me that this kind of work was going on around the border. When I looked into it, I got in touch with a few people. No. It was, smuggling. Human trafficking. 8 years, eh? Sorry, but I'm not here to make moral decisions on what I feel like is right. I'm here to lay down the law. That's just the truth. Okay. Might get shot. Okay. I might go to jail. Let's, in the dark of the night, your sleep is interrupted by the sound of knocking at the door. I'm gonna wait quietly. I know it's the cartel, bruh. I know. Okay, we'll look through the hole. We're gonna call the police. We're calling the police, that's the cartel. Oh my god. They're trying to kill me, bro. Alright, let's see what we got here. Compensation lawsuit filed by George Voss against the consumer electronics company Novacell. The burnt battery of the Novacell brand phone belonging to the individual. Okay, some pretty damning evidence. Approximately 3 months ago, George Voss purchased the newly released N15 Pro model mobile phone from Novacell store near his home. He stated that he charged the phone only with the adapter and cable that came in the original box and did not use any other brand of equipment. On the day of the incident, while George was using the phone plugged into the charger, the device's battery exploded violently, with fragments hitting his hand and face, causing physical injuries. After the explosion, burn marks appeared on his face and material damage occurred in his home. George, who applied to the Novacell authorized service, was turned away on the grounds of user error and was even dismissed without any inspection, having the phone hung up on him. As a result, he filed a compensation lawsuit worth $250,000. In this case, the company Novacell is represented by attorney Elan Marks, George Voss. I had owned the phone for less than 3 months. I always charged the device with its original adapter, strictly following the instructions. That day, while the phone was plugged in, it exploded in my hand. Flames suddenly hit my face. I didn't even understand what was happening. Furniture in my home was damaged and became unusable. When I called the authorized service, they did nothing except defend their own product. They said, our phones don't explode. You have used it incorrectly, and didn't even take me seriously. I suffered severe physical and psychological damage. They must be held accountable for this incident. NovoCell is a brand with international quality certifications. Their products undergo hundreds of stress tests. The plaintiff's claims are unfounded. Such explosions usually occur when users use third-party chargers or damage the battery. We believe this incident is a smear campaign against our company. Evidence is the phone's conversation between George Ross and NovoCell customer representative. NovoCell support line, that is Karen, how may I assist you? Your phone exploded in my hand. My face is covered in burns. I can't use my hand. We're sorry, but this is caused by user error. Please read the user manual for battery safety next time. I only use the charger you provided. What am I supposed to do now? Our devices do not explode for no reason. I won't be able to help you. Good day. I will sue you. Digital evidence? Oh, I have an email? NovoCell says you are at fault. What do you say to that? I think there's an attempt to evade responsibility. They neither conducted an inspection nor provided me with a technical report without even listening to the incident. They blamed me and closed the case. In the plaintiff's statement, it is claimed that you did not take him seriously. Is that true? Absolutely not, Your Honor. We are a company that prioritizes customer satisfaction. However, we believe the incident resulted from usage contrary to the device's normal operation. Therefore, we did not accept the claims. There are many people who try to exploit companies in this way. They should not be taken seriously. Nah, I think he's right, though. Hold on. My bad, guys. I had to answer a phone call real quick. Anyways. Nah, he's gonna receive the full 250. Reason being, and this is what I believe, they, like he said, they didn't even take the phone, try to see if there's anything wrong with it. They're just assuming that everything was completely right with the phone, and that just doesn't sit right with me. Does not sit right with me, Your Honor. Sorry that my chair is super squeaky. Don't bully me based on that. Bum 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 bum. She has a ring. My gato. All right. We are going to. We're just going to end the day. Let's see. John Martino, age 39. His health test is fine. No, I mean, he has a criminal record. Assassination. It was noted that Jared Anderson and Marcus Byron, who shared the same cell, were lying motionless upon examination by the medical team. Jared Alderson and Marcus Bryan. Okay. It was determined that both inmates had been strangled to death using the same method. It was determined that all security cameras malfunctioned at exactly the time around the incident. A red rose was found on each of the two inmates. The third inmate in the cell, John Martino, was the only person alive at the time of the incident, and therefore legal proceedings have been initiated against him. I stayed in the same ward with them for only 3 days. There was no argument, tension, or hostility between us. They were generally the type who lived in their own world. Aside from talking in their sleep at night, there was nothing disturbing about them. I went to sleep early that night as well. At one point, I thought I heard some noises, but I assumed they were having another episode of sleep talking. In this person, someone dying or a fight breaking out at night is considered normal. So I didn't think of getting up to check. I'm here for fraud. I've never killed anyone in my life. I'm going to be very honest. I don't think he's the killer. And that's just because I'm assuming he was already in jail when the other killings happened, but I don't know. I think the killings might be done by the cartel, but I have no way to prove that right now. Let's see what evidence we got. Nope. Am I a dummy? Nope. Your boy is a dummy. Okay. It was decided that George Voss was in the right, and the $250 in compensation was paid by Novacell. It was time to remind such big companies about the existence of consumer rights. You're a folk hero. Oh, thanks. There were 3 of you in the cell, and 2 were killed using the same method. You are the only survivor. How do you explain this? Your Honor, inmates in the prison are frequently killed by unknown persons. There are even rumors that guards are involved in these acts. Did you hear the cell door open that night? The prison is noisy enough even at night. That's why it's very hard for me to hear a door opening. I have no evidence to actually pin this on him besides the fact that he was the only one alive in the cell. Which is pretty damning, right? But we've seen with previous cases that there have been different people who may have associated with the victims, and that leads me to believe that he may or may not be the murderer, right? I truly believe that he probably isn't. I believe the cartel may be behind this. So for that reason, I'm going to let you off, okay? Woo! I'm going to earn 1,000 this week, baby. Price is 700? Sure. Take my money. Take it. I don't want it. Okay. Week 6, eh? Week 6. What do we got here? The landlord, Jonah J. Eastwood's request for eviction and debt collection against his tenant, Isabella Sierra, is due to long-term non-payment for rent. Legal action has been initiated by the landlord, Jonah J. Eastwood, against the tenant, Isabella Sierra, for failing to pay rent for nearly 4 months. The landlord, Eastwood, states that the tenant violated the lease agreement, that the delays became persistent, and that the warnings were ignored. The landlord is demanding that the tenant vacate the property and also pay the accumulated debts along with the late fees. My tenant hasn't paid a single penny for 3 months. I warned them repeatedly, and every time they stalled with next week, the week after. On top of that, they consistently bring in large groups of guests and turn the building upside down. I brought the downstairs neighbor as a witness. He's been the most sensitive person about the noise for years. I fully agree with what Mr. Eastwood said. I informed my landlord that I could not pay the rent for some time. My workplace closed and I suddenly became unemployed. This is not a choice. I told him that I would pay off my debt as soon as my unemployment benefits are processed. But he is trying to evict me. Additionally, the claim that you are making noise is completely false. My downstairs neighbor is a deaf war veteran. He repeats what Eastwood says like a parrot. I kind of agree. Mr. Eastwood, is Thomas Burden, who has been called as your witness, your tenant? Yes, Your Honor. I don't understand what this has to do with the case. Mr. Burden, is it true that your upstairs neighbor made enough noise to disturb you? What? Where are you heading? Oh, yes. Forward, move. Forward, march, march. Run forward, soldier. Play the attack march. Achoo. Mr. Burden, can you hear me? I completely agree with what Mr. Eastwood has said. Miss Sierra, why would your landlord be trying to evict you? Because once he has evicted, he can raise the rent and rent the place out to someone else again. Since he currently has a contract with me, he can't increase the rent. When I lost my job, he wanted to take advantage of that situation. Man. So look. Legally here, I'm assuming because of the contract, he has the right to collect the rent. But I'm going to say that I don't know. This would really depend on local ordinances and local things like that, because you have to consider that some places you can't evict a tenant just like that. You have to wait for the contract to be up, then you can evict them, and then you can go about collecting your money that way. I'm going to take into consideration that you have just lost your job. Let's see what our options are here. I'm going to defer your rent. Okay. Cool. Bill passed. Immigrants who commit crimes will now be deported. It's fine. What do we got here? Clifton, surname Witt. 27, male. He's fine mentally. He's a citizen. And he does have a criminal record. Charges: participating in street racing, violation of traffic safety rules. On Saturday night, traffic police patrolling Redmont Road outside the city heard engine noises much louder than usual. And upon arriving at the area, observed multiple vehicles engaging in illegal street racing. Vehicles that failed to comply with the police order to stop sped away, prompting a pursuit. During the chase, the driver of the dark gray sports car lost control while making a turn and crashed into the roadside, causing damage to the vehicle. The driver of the vehicle, Clifton Witt, was detained after a health check. Clifton Witt: I had no intention of participating in a race that night. I went outside the city to test my car. While driving, I saw several vehicles speed past me. I realized that they were racing, but I had no connection to them. When I saw the police lights, I sped up out of fear. That may have been a mistake, but it doesn't mean I'm a racer. What are we looking at? Street racing and violation of traffic safety rules. Do we have any evidence? Yeah, no, you're guilty. You're you're guilty. You're guilty. Look at the evidence. Look, they look at the speed you were at, and then on top of that, you put your license plate in your trunk. Yeah, you're guilty. You're guilty. I'm sorry, my dude. Street racing and violation of safety and traffic rules. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so we have combined total of, what is that? So 12,000. Wait, that's actually the regular sentence. Aggravated. Oh my God, brother. So we have 4 years of jail, and then we have $27,500. Oh my God, you messed up, my dude. You messed up. $27,500. Guilty. 4 years. 27,500. Sorry, I'm kind of bad at mental maths. I've always been bad at math, but you know, it is what it is. My gato. I love my gato. Okay, another case, eh? Julian Hale, 44, male, not a citizen. His health check is normal, no criminal record. In an accident that occurred last week in the late afternoon on Rowley Street, the victim, Marissa Clayton, panicked after her phone was snatched from her and her hand while walking home. She sought refuge in a nearby cafe and called the police from there. The cops reviewed camera nearby the business and identified the suspect. Hale was caught at the entrance of an apartment in Riverbend area and taken to the station for questioning. When I got off work, it was getting dark. I use Rowley Street every day. It's a busy street, and I feel safe there. That day, I had headphones on, so it took me a few seconds to realize what was happening. Suddenly, someone bumped into my shoulder, and at the same time, yanked my phone out of my hand, then ran away. I was shocked. I thought about chasing them, but I was scared. I didn't want to hurt anyone. Recently, my life completely fell apart. I lost my job, and my landlord was at the door over the rent. My head was buzzing as I was walking down the street. There was a woman in front of me holding her phone in her hand. It was an impulse, the only thing I was thinking at the time. at the moment was if I sell this, I can get through the rent. Extortion. You're being deported and you're being charged with extortion. I don't need to see the evidence. You admitted to it. Have extortion? Yeah, I didn't think so. It would be under. That. I feel like that would be theft, but I guess it's extortion. $2 years, 6 years if he has a criminal record. He has no criminal record. Woo! $1,200, baby! I love this game so much. This game is so fun. Withdraw our money, please. I feel like this game would be better if you could go to the ATM whenever you wanted, take out money for the card. Oh, now I can still go to credit option. I'm not going to. Your wife wants a car. Weekly payment of $1,000 would be a total of 15 weeks of payments. Once accepted, the first installment is paid right away. Your sanity will drop severely. So. Oh wait, it ends the game? I didn't know that's how that worked. I thought that was like, oh, the next week coming up you'll be fine. Can I go back to the ATM, please? Okay. Okay. Oh my god, did I need that? Okay. Good lord. Woman. Bomb attack on Parliament. The security cartel carried out a bomb attack on the Parliament building. 19 civilians lost their lives and 2 members of Parliament were injured. The cartel leader has been captured. Oof. After the attack, law execution was accepted. Those who are on trial for terrorism and other severe crimes will be executed. Okay. What do we got here? Terrorism, taking part in organized criminal activities in the last week's parliamentary. Okay, well, I don't even have to know. We already know, right? We already know. So, just be ready to get a fucking bomb at my door or something. I don't even have to read it. I didn't even have to know anything else, man. 15, 10%. Okay. Isaac is filing a compensation lawsuit against Helen Price, who is alleged to have caused his motorcycle accident in traffic. Okay. There's digital evidence for this case. Well, all I can really tell is that you're going in between the lanes here. I don't know if lane splitting is illegal where I'm a judge, but I'm assuming... Hold on. I'm going to fix the camera a little bit. I'm assuming it is, right? The plaintiff, Isaac North, claims that while riding his motorcycle, he was forced into the barriers due to the sudden veering of the defendant. Helen Price's vehicle into his lane, losing control and causing a serious accident. Isaac North states that he remained in a coma for 12 days as a result of the accident. Isaac North is seeking $500,000 in compensation due to the physical injuries and psychological trauma caused by the accident. I was driving at my normal speed and I wanted to overtake the car in front of me at a safe distance. Just as I got next to it, the car suddenly swerved to the side. I got stuck between the barrier and the car. The engine lost control and I remember flipping over. The rest is completely black. When I woke up, 12 days had passed. What frustrates me the most is that the woman didn't even stop to look after knocking me down. That day, I found out that my father was taken to the intensive care. He was undergoing tuberculosis treatment, and his condition had worsened. My mind was only focused on getting to the hospital. I was in my lane. I didn't feel any impact. If I had noticed that it was an accident, I would have helped without a second thought. The fact that a motorcycle lost balance after entering my lane is not my negligence. Yeah, I don't care about your dad. You should still be, if you're driving behind the wheel, you should be able to notice if you hit somebody on a motorcycle. Like, be so for real? I have $55 to my name right now. That's crazy. Okay. His health is fine. He's a citizen. No criminal record. Involuntary manslaughter. Carol Mojeb originally took his 2-year-old baby to the hospital at night due to severe discomfort. An X-ray examination revealed a foreign object in the baby's stomach. The baby's doctor, Elaine Vortnet, stated that the object had to be removed urgently through surgery. Dr. Elaine Vortnet, the surgeon responsible for the operation, informed the family that the surgery had gone smoothly and that the baby's condition was good. However, after the baby was discharged, the baby's condition deteriorated severely and passed away the following day while being rushed to the hospital. The autopsy revealed that a gauze was left inside the baby's stomach during surgery, and that was the cause of death. Death was recorded as this negligence. Following this, Kale Mojab filed a complaint against the surgeon responsible for the operation. Our 2-year-old baby had a high fever late at night and was vomiting continuously, so we rushed to the hospital. After tests, we were told that the surgery was necessary. Dr. Elaine Vornet reassured us by saying the surgery really went well. However, after being discharged, our baby's condition suddenly worsened. I was devastated when I learned from the autopsy results that a gauze was left in my baby's stomach. This doctor took my baby from me. Because of his negligence, my baby died. I am deeply saddened by the incident. On the day of the operation, I was under intense emotional pressure. I thought I was performing the operation carefully, but I must have missed the gauze during the check. I accept responsibility for this mistake and apologize to the family. Okay, so really, he's not even saying he didn't do it or anything. He made a mistake, right? No criminal record, involuntary manslaughter. Let's see what we got. Oh, I haven't checked my email in a while. Cool. This is the same one? Yeah. Homicide? Yeah. You're getting 4 years, buddy. $1,400, let's go! I can afford to feed my family and pay for my wife's new car. I'm negative $45 right now. That's crazy. Wait. Oh, it was on top. I thought it meant everything in total. Why do I have to take out so much? Your wife complains that her household items constantly break down. She wants $1,000 for the new household items. Take my fucking money, man. Take my money. Hey. Okay. Do some blackjack. Dang. Unless I'd hit exactly 21, it wouldn't have mattered. Okay. Yeah, baby. Yes. Okay. Draw. Oof. I'm gonna say. He got greedy. He could have drew it out. He could have drew it out. All right. I'm leaving. Alrighty, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.